On May 26th, 15 new officers were sworn into the Winston-Salem Police Department, all with different backgrounds and a drive to serve the citizens of Winston-Salem. But for one newcomer, Officer Alexandra Sebastian, her calling to serve came weeks before graduation.
I had just parked my car and looked up outside of my windshield, and there was an older lady, approximately in her 70s, and a man with her, probably in his 40s, and they were trying to carry suitcases up the flights of stairs. So I got out of my car and I asked if I could help them. And I had brought 2 bags up to the 3rd floor and was heading down to the 2nd floor to grab the last bag. And when I made it down to the landing of the flight of stairs, I saw the old lady trying to carry the bag up. And I reached out and said, "Ma'am, let me grab that for you." And as I reached out, she lost her balance and fell backward about 7 steps and hit her head on the 2nd floor landing.
She immediately dialed 911 and paramedics rushed the woman to Wake Forest Baptist.
At that point, the man came down from the 3rd floor and just kept saying, "Mom, Mom, Mom." I quickly learned that she did not speak any English. And as I was trying to talk to him so he could communicate with her, I looked in his pocket and I noticed a walking stick. And I quickly realized that he was blind.
Due to the pandemic, her visually impaired son was not allowed to ride in the ambulance. Selflessly, Alexandra stepped up and drove Pablo to the hospital to be with his mother.
So I guided him to my car and took him to Baptist and waited there with them and led him into the trauma center where she was, explained to the doctors everything that was going on. I had to leave because they were only allowing 1 visitor, but I gave him my phone number and said, "Let me know when you guys are ready to leave. I'll come pick you up and get you." And so a couple hours later, he calls me and I go back to Baptist and pick them up and take them home.
In the days that followed, Alexandra provided blankets, an air mattress, and even offered to pick up their groceries.
I feel thankful with Officer Sebastian because she helped my mom in a very critical time. For me, it was a huge help because being visually impaired in a new environment, I mean, she was, as my mom said, an angel that appeared from nowhere.
I've lived in my apartment complex since August when I started the department, and that was the first time I ever met a neighbor. And I talk to him every week to this day, and last week he asked me if he was allowed to come to my graduation.
Pablo's mother recovered from the accident. Alexandra is grateful that she was in the right place at the right time.
What she did for my mom and for me, it was serving and helping. It's good. Thanks to her and congratulations for everything that he has reached today.
For Sally, Officer Sebastian's mother, she couldn't be more proud of her daughter, not only for completing the police academy, but for going above and beyond for a neighbor in need.
And I mean, all you can do is hope that you raise your children in the right way and that you teach them that moral compass and those values at a young age and that they'll carry it all through their lives. It goes back to what they do when nobody's watching is the most important thing, and that shows true character. So I just believe that shows Lexi's character at her core.
Sebastian often speaks to her now not-so-new neighbors, offering the support of a good neighbor. For the City of Winston-Salem, I'm Daniel Cruz.